who's the author of the book Gorilla Parts. He's Steve Grillo. He is a former intern on the Howard Stern show. My man, what's up?
Hey, how's everybody doing? I got to remember not to curse.
Yeah, don't curse. Don't curse because
Okay.
we are not on satellite radio. We are on
Yeah.
radio. But your old boss is not going to be on satellite radio much longer either.
Yeah, I got the early warning yesterday. People have been calling me and tagging me in a lot of different things on different social media platforms. So yeah, I've hearing some other people, that the hardcore fans that won't, actually believe that he's not a nice person anymore. They're coming back with, oh, his contract was up anyway and he wasn't going to renew, and no, they said we had enough of your bullcrap. We're not renewing your contract.
You know what? I can't believe it. I mean, I feel bad for people, not him, but for the people that work on the show are losing their jobs. But 95 people work on that show. Are you kidding me?
I don't understand that. I did it. It was me, Gary, and Ganji and John. Like I can't understand how he employs 95 people, and I can't imagine what their poor salaries are.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, that's crazy. I'm like, we had you back on when your book came out, Gorilla Parts, which talks all about your experience with him, and you got a ton of press coverage on that because you said that he's not the same guy that he used to be. I want to play a clip for you. This is cut 7, Justin. This is Stern attacking Trump supporters, and I mean, a lot of people who are Trump supporters listened to Howard back in the day. But this is how much this guy changed. Cut 7.
The oddity in all of this is the people Trump despises most love him the most. Go look at Mar-a-Lago, see if there's any people that look like you. I'm talking to you in the audience. The Trump voter who, idolizes the guy. He despises you. I don't hate Donald. Donald's doing his thing. I hate you for voting for him, for not having an intelligence, for not able to see what's going on with the coronavirus, not able to see what the Justice Department is doing. I hate you. I don't want you here.
Well, they weren't there, Steve Grillo, and that's why he doesn't have a show anymore.
Yeah, I don't believe what I just heard right now. That was so sad and pathetic. And absolutely, why don't you take a gun and shoot yourself in one of your big clown feet? It's just basically, that's career suicide right there. How could you ostracize that? 9 out of 10 times a real working man like myself and everybody that gets in the car and gets dirty every day, they don't want to hear shit. Oh, sorry, they don't want to hear stuff like that.
Good for you. Look at you, you caught it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm getting a little hot under the collar now, Rich. So I'm on a roll. Don't stop me. No, seriously, like the guys that go to work and get dirty every day, they're like, they're his biggest fans, and he's ostracizing like 90% of his audience. It's just ridiculous. The only people that are sticking around to him are like the diehard liberals that hated his guts 15 years ago.
Well, that's the crazy part about this is that they hated him, and now that's his core audience. I mean, let me play this clip. This is him with gushing over Kamala Harris during the campaign. I mean, this is just sickening. This is, painful. But I mean, he's like, when you were working on the show back in the day, this is the kind of stuff you guys would have made fun of if a radio host did this.
Oh, my Lord. He would have been all over her like a bum on a sandwich.
Yeah, and if there was a radio host that kissed her ass like the way he's doing in this interview, he would have been trashing that radio host. You would have been playing clips of it and trashing that guy, right?
Oh, yeah. If that was Amish or something like that, forget about it.
Cut 5.
I think you'd be a great president. I think you're compassionate. I think you've had all the life experience. I love your experience as a prosecutor. And I want to thank you for all the years of public service. I appreciate anyone who really serves the public. And I know even as a prosecutor, you got people out of jail who were falsely accused.
Oh, yeah.
And that to me says something. And I love you as Vice President of the United States. I hope people get out and vote. Go to
What a hot
iwillvote.com
pile of
and register to
steaming
vote for Kamala
manure.
Harris.
He couldn't even pull that off either. Like, he had such power back in the day. Like, he basically, first, he almost got himself elected governor, remember? Okay,
Yeah.
he like literally was on track to getting himself elected. It got scary enough where he had to back off because I can't say that, I don't know how the whole thing started. It was never something official where they said, okay, this is what's going to happen. Howard's going to he's going to run for governor, and then it's just all fake. It just started as a goof because you guys, I get tired of people doing all this. I should do it myself. And then all of a sudden, when he realized that he could have actually won or had a good chance to disrupt the race, he backed out, and he did the slingshot with Pataki, and Pataki won because of him. He actually got him elected. There's no question about it. And to lose that kind of political power is really just a sad state of affairs.
And don't forget, he helped get Christy Todd Whitman elected too.
Oh, that's right. He got a rest area named after him.
Right.
That's when he was funny and he had a sense of humor.
Yeah, he wanted a rest stop named after him, and they did. They had one down off of 295, Burlington County. It's gone. It's closed now, but it was the Howard.
Well, they closed it, but people kept stealing the plaque.
That's right. That's right. Yes, that's right. But he did have political power back in the day, but he lost it. And I mean, the thing about it is that he was not like he wouldn't be a kiss ass like he was with Kamala Harris in that interview. But even worse, Steve Grillo, he would have Donald Trump on the show, right? When you worked on the show back in the day, Trump would come on,
best
right?
Friends. Trump would come on all the time. He'd be in the limo, he'd call up, or he'd come into the studio. He hosted his birthday party at the Plaza Hotel, which was always a funny thing because I have my Trump story that day was, it was I don't think they had banned smoking yet indoors, or it was still like at the verge where you couldn't smoke at a bar. But one of the guests was Willie Nelson. Like the celebrity sat on one side, and the sponsors. It was basically for the sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Like a thank you party.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to come and watch the show. And Willie Nelson was sitting there, and Willie Nelson, of course, being Willie Nelson, sparks up a giant joint, and he starts smoking the joint at the table. And we all know our good president doesn't like drugs or alcohol. So he, on top of the fact that he owned the Plaza Hotel at the time, and he came running over with a beet red face, screaming and yelling at Willie Nelson, "Who the F do you think you are? How dare you effing smoke that effing drug in my hotel? You put that out right now. You hear what I'm effing saying?" And Willie Nelson did the coolest thing I ever saw in my entire life. He pulled one more hit off the joint, inhaled it, and then put it out on the tablecloth, and then blew the smoke at Trump.
God. Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen ever.
Well,
and I like Trump, but it was like Willie Nelson just totally shut him up.
It's just that's just Willie Nelson. You know what I mean? Like at the time. I mean, come on. The book is Gorilla Parts. Steve Grillo's with us. He worked on the Stern Show back in the day before he became woke Howard Stern. As pathetic as that Kamala Harris interview was, I don't know if there's anything worse than him sucking up to Joe Biden. This is a flashback to May of 2024. Biden has dementia, doesn't know where the hell he is, probably doesn't even know who the hell he's talking to. And Howard not only kisses up to Biden, but kisses up to his deranged family, including, by the way, his son, who, let's remind everybody, slept with his dead brother's wife, and also knocked up a stripper and then completely abandoned the kid.
Yeah, that's way to go. Let's talk about public morals and everything. Howard was very always family oriented and sort of, against it. He would have been like, just the fact that he abandoned his child, and that the president doesn't admit to the child at all. Like that is just horrible, horrible, horrible human beings. Like, and he just recently came out saying how much crack is better than regular cocaine because it filters out impurities. So you know what? Because I'm based on Hunter Biden's recommendation, I think I'm going to start hitting the rock. He says it's better. He's giving advice. He's go hit the rock. All right. Thanks, Hunter.
Now
I'm a crackhead.
Hunter Biden actually said, Steve Grillo, he said it's better than alcohol. He said it's less,
Yeah.
it's better for you than
And here I am
alcohol.
sitting here drinking vodka. What the hell is wrong with me? I could be hitting the rock. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Cut four.
Not only were you a star football player, but you were a lifeguard. I mean, you really, and you were the only white guy who was lifeguarding in this black community, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you were the one guy.
I was.
Your family is pretty, again, this goes to my point about, the president is the father of our country. That's something we all say. And I think your family is so extraordinary because of the way they've conducted themselves and how they are with you, that I feel you have a lot to give to the presidency. These are my feelings. It's pretty amazing family. And I'm
proud of it.
I submit for your approval that when you have a loving family like that, you got a lot to give, because you get so much from them. You're the kind of leader I love, because we're lucky to have you in the Oval Office and serving as the father of the country. Because if you're a good father to your family, which you are, I know you'd be a good father to the country. And I want to thank you for providing a calming influence, an organized administration post-COVID, getting that vaccine out, getting NATO, getting us to feel comfortable, standing up to Putin. I don't know what people are looking for in a president, or maybe it's that people don't feel like they're getting enough or something. I don't know what it is, but I'll give you your greatest hits.
To this man?
The lowest uninsured rate in history. 4 out of 5 Americans are covered for less than $10 a month.
Points. Literally.
Knocking off a few ISIS leaders, cutting the emissions in half. I mean, you've always been an environmentalist. Geez, even the marijuana reform laws, enough with sitting there and fighting that battle.
All right, that's enough, Justin. I can't take it. Oh my God.
Here comes dinner. Here comes dinner. Before I even want to get into just some of that was going on, Corn Pop's a hell of a dude. I would have loved to. The hairy legs, there's blonde, and I used to rub the legs. I had the kids rub my legs. What? Oh, that's a president? Anyway, I can't imagine what the briefing would have been like before, Biden came up. A, to the staff, B, to Howard and Robin. They must have had to go through some serious briefing shit.
Yeah, because they had to get all the questions in advance, and they had to give all the talking points to Howard in advance. I mean, it's just disgusting. And but that's why it's over for him. And it's like Colbert too. You can't alienate 75% of the country and just make your show a crusade, a political crusade. And then but I think for Howard it's even worse, because the working class people in this country made him a star. They were his audience. The people that worked for a living and rolled up their sleeves and actually worked in this country, they are the people that vote for Trump, and he hates them.
Yeah. I don't know what to think. I just he did not defeat any ISIS leaders.
No.
The unemployment rate was through the roof. The vaccines are killing people. I don't see why he could just not be honest about the whole thing, or just go off script a little bit, because then he would, if he would have went off script, he would have gave more votes, or they would have had. Well, they did pull him out illegally.
Yeah.
Since when our country just put people to get involved and to get elected just like that? No, he's not doing it. She's doing it. But we didn't pick her. Oh, too bad. She's in there anyway. What are you going to do about it?
Grillo,
we're going to elect Donald Trump and turn everything upside down. That's what we're going to do.
Grillo, where can people find you and get your book, Gorilla Parts?
It is on Audible as well as Amazon. It's if you have any speculation, just do me a favor. Go read all the reviews, because I've gotten nothing but 4.5 to 5-star reviews. There's always that one monkey that's a stern idiot fan and got to say something stupid. But if you read the reviews, everybody said the same thing. I didn't think I was going to read it. I read a little bit and I couldn't put it down.
Because the book is, tell us about it. Tell us about what made you write it.
Well, because I got stories up the yin yang. You know what I'm saying? You know
Yeah.
how hard it is to keep my mouth clean. So anyway, I got just a million stories, not just about my time on the Howard Stern show, but my life in general has been pretty interesting. I sort of grew up in a really great family and have just a lot of wonderful, warm stories about my childhood and then my journey through high school and into college with wrestling and how wrestling got me the intern on the Stern show because Hunter College was 10 blocks away from the radio station. And then when I realized they were that close, I just made it my life's goal to get on the show. And then my years on the show and just my celebrity encounters, my life in nightclubs and in all
You
the
were on The
different restaurants.
Sopranos.
I was on working on the Sopranos, you know, and then just a lot of other different things, just of course all tied to Howard Stern at some point because it's
Yeah, but
not
he was
just all
mean to
about
you,
me
though.
working
I
on
mean,
Howard.
he was like abusive to you.
Yeah, well, you know, on the air, he was abusive to everybody. That's what my father could never understand.
Yeah.
He had to entertain. Well, back then it was probably like 15, 20 million people a day making them laugh, stuck in traffic. You know, my dad never got that. So I just I took on the air, but off the air he could have done a lot more for me, and he never did. So that's the awful part. And you know, off the air he was always Mr. Smiles and what's up, I love you, brother, this and that. And then you know, when it came time to do the actual thing, like pay me, I should have brought it out. I found an old timesheet, a K-Rock timesheet, and was like, it just goes to show that 30 hours. I was working like 60, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just moved, so I found a lot of stuff. I found a bunch of Leroy Neiman posters and private part posters. I'm thinking about just selling all this stuff because I really don't care. I don't even know if there's people that would want to buy it, you know, but I have jackets from birthday shows and stuff like that stuff. I'm just like, I just want to just get rid of it, man. Some old Stern fans will like appreciate it, but I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, sell it. So maybe some crazy liberals will buy it, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of them. But I did. I made it the Audible. You can listen to my awesome voice for 4.5 hours reading the book, which was way more difficult than I ever thought it could be. But I did it. It was very trying. I don't know if you've ever done an Audible book, but especially when you're reading your own stuff. Yeah, it's not as easy as I thought.
No, but then again, talking in general for guys like us. All right, listen, Steve Grillo, get the book, Gorilla Parts and GorillaParts.com. Right? That's your website?
The book.com. I'm on Facebook. You can find me just under my name. You see my face. Instagram, I am Steve Gorilla. No, Grillo Vader on Instagram. And then Steve Gorilla on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. And you can find my regular name on TikTok as well.
All right, brother. Good talking to you, man.
Yo, Rich, you're always a gentleman anytime, brother.
All right. Take care, pal.